Welcome back to the Black Summit. I'm Brooks,
I'm Hendrix.
and we are getting really, really close to the election. It's actually we're literally, less than a week away, and
Mm-hmm.
so we decided to hop on a live because we're both going to be busy.
Yep. Very
So
busy.
as you guys can see, I don't know if you can see that, but I already voted today. So yeah,
Sucker.
too much light,
No, I'm
but
just playing. I'm gonna vote. I'm
But
gonna vote
we
today. I'm
we
gonna
know
do it
this
today.
guy who he's voting for.
You already know.
Trump
Trump.
2024. No, he's
Blacks
not
for
voting
Trump.
for.
Blacks for Trump.
No, he's come out and he's claimed what's her name?
Who? Kamala?
Kamala. I
Yeah.
was I was gonna see if you were gonna say it right.
I always said it
You
right.
know, so he's claimed Kamala, and
Who you claim?
I'm not gonna claim anybody. I'm not gonna come out. I'll never put my opinion out here
So that
for
means
everybody.
he's voting for
If I was
Trump.
getting paid to, I would do it, but I'm not getting paid to say, who I'm voting for.
So that
So
means he's voting for
we're
Trump,
gonna we're gonna
guys.
leave it there.
He's voting for
All
Trump.
here's what I will say: if you really want to know who I'm voting for, I'm always more critical, or who I voted for. I'm always more critical. Just look at my sports. So whoever you feel like I've been more critical of, on both sides, you can kind of figure out who I'm voting for.
Man,
So
this dude's
I'm
a Cowboys
always
fan.
more critical of the people who, by the way, I was right about the Cowboys, and we're going to talk about this later. So, but yeah, I was right about the
Hey,
Cowboys. I've been
what? Did
telling
they go into the
people
Super
from the
Bowl?
beginning.
Did they go into the Super
No,
Bowl?
I've been critical of them. People have been like, "Oh man, that's your team. That's your team. You're really going to go against your team?" It's like, brother, I know what my team is. I already know Dak sucks. So that's why we're in this position right now. We just paid him a ton of money. By the way, you guys better make sure you don't pay Brock Purdy no money because he sucks too.
No, he
Unless
don't.
he's got everybody around
He's
him,
better than Dak.
he's
I'll tell you
sorry.
that. He's better than. I'll take him over Dak any
Well,
day.
I'll take. There's
Excuse me.
there's
I'll take
probably
him over
more.
Whack,
There's
not
probably
Dak.
more
Whack.
quarterbacks. All right, we don't need to talk about that because we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But so today we're going to be talking about Trump versus Kamala. We got to touch on the Madison Square Garden rally where they were talking about Puerto Rico. So we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about Dwayne Wade and his statue
That beautiful
reveal.
statue. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was that was a weird statue reveal.
Look just like him, dude. Don't you agree?
And then we'll be talking about the Cowboys versus the 49ers because if you guys don't know, I'm a Cowboys fan. He's a 49ers fan. And then we'll be going and touching on Deion Sanders a little bit. And then we have one more story that you want to talk about.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. He doesn't want to talk about it. But if we have time, we'll get into it. But the polling is tighter than it's ever been. And Kamala and Trump have literally, less than a week, maybe 5 days left, depending on when you
Kind of
see
neck
this,
and neck.
4 to 5 days left to really get people enthused about getting out and voting. And so what do you think is going to happen? We're going to give our predictions. Who do you think is going to win?
I don't know. It's close, man. It's still you still can't tell. They're definitely hitting the battleground states. Honestly, I was surprised to see Trump do a rally in New York
Mm-hmm.
because he's mainly in the South a lot. 'Cause that's where his base is at.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's a New Yorker, he's a Northerner. But it's close, man. It's real close, man. It's neck and neck, and it's surprisingly, they were saying a lot of blacks aren't for. A lot of black men are not supporting Kamala, but I saw her on the Breakfast Club and she said where she's at, that's not true because she was out in Philly and she's in the barbershops. But I mean, there are some black
I
men.
saw some people like, why is she in the barbershop? That's for men. Women ain't supposed to be in there. I was like, bro,
really?
This is 2024.
Yeah, bro, you gotta go where people are. You gotta meet
Yeah.
them where they are. You gotta
That's
go where
true.
they at. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? You can't just assume, otherwise you will lose the race. You
Yeah.
gotta go where they are. If they're meeting in the Walmart parking lot, you go where they are. If they're in the barber shop, you go where they are. If they're at the church, you go where they are. You meet people where they are. At least that's a good thing that you getting down. And I believe it's like people want to be talked to and not talk at. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the people, see what their concerns and their needs are, and see how can you come to a medium. Granted, no matter who's in office, Trump or Kamala, you will never satisfy everybody. That's just impossible to do. But see if you can meet people where they are and talk to them, let them know that, you have empathy for them. They're struggling financially out here. The economy is, it is what it is, but
As somebody who's voting for Kamala, what is the case? What kind of case would you make to someone who's like undecided or someone who's trying to figure out who they're going to vote for at this point in time?
honestly, the only case I would make is vote your interests. Like if her policies align with what you have, then I would go that way. I don't. If someone is voting for Trump, I don't discredit you because you're voting for Trump. You know, if you can say without all the rhetoric and the name calling and all that other BS, if you get straight to the heart of his policies and they align with you, and if that's what you want to do, then that's just what you want to do. That's between you, your vote, and your God. But yeah, vote whatever policies align for you. Really, like I said before, I wish we weren't just subject to a two-party, a
Yeah, the
two-party,
system.
yeah, two-party system.
Yeah.
I would like to vote independent. Because I'm more aligned with independent,
Are you
but
an independent?
yeah, I'm more aligned
Okay.
with independent. But
Okay.
in this race, I'm
So
thinking about
let's
overall.
let's say there's a young man and
hmm
he's like, well, this is my first time voting.
hmm
Why should he vote for Kamala
Why
overall?
should you overcome?
Yeah.
If the policies align, if okay, put it like this: if he wants to be an entrepreneur, like
Mhm.
she said, for a business, or if he wants to be a homeowner like that, then I would say, yeah, then that's the route you want to go, right?
Right.
Now, with Trump's policies, what is his policies? I know he said something about the border. I don't know if he said anything about middle class
Right.
or homeowner. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if he has anything like that. But and I believe all presidents want to secure the border. All of them want to secure the border. But I know
Okay.
Trump really harps on securing the border and stuff like that, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. Um, but I would say if these policies align with you, then that's the way you should go. Or if you feel independent,
Now, what if
even
they
though independent's not
what if
going to
they say,
win.
there was a lot of money floating around when Trump was in there, and I don't really have money now. What would you say to somebody like that?
When people, it's funny when people say things like, yeah, we were better 4 years ago. Truthfully, we weren't. We were in a pandemic.
Mm,
In order for you to get that money, millions of people had to die.
mm,
And then that money is an act of Congress. Trump's just signed the checks, right? So that was an act of Congress to do that. A lot of
okay.
people get it misconstrued. Yeah, the president can veto bills and stuff like that, but really the president runs the military.
Mhm.
So therefore, yeah, the borders have to be safe. You know, our borders should be safe, but really, the president is the commander in chief.
Okay.
Congress really runs the country. The president don't really run the country. They can, like I said, they can veto bills and get bills signed, of course, but ultimately it takes Congress to really move the needle.
So who you think's going to win? Who you think's going to win on election night
I
coming
don't
up
know.
here?
I don't know. It's tight.
What are
It's
your
close.
predictions though? Like if you were a betting man, if you
If
were
I were a
like,
betting man, I would like to see Kamala.
okay,
I'm kind of late. Maybe put it like this: if I gotta say, maybe the way it looks now is like 55% her and 45% Trump.
okay,
Or it could be even closer. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
the
Then
polls are tight,
the
man.
polls are tight.
So
Then who knows?
it's
It could be.
it's
It
going to
could
be one of
swing
those. I think it's going to
50.
be like a game time decision,
Yeah,
really,
it could swing
for who
55%
wins.
Trump
So.
or in 45% Kamala. You know.
Well, here's what I think. I think, it is going to be close, but I think ultimately Kamala is going to win. And I think that, obviously she's going to win the popular vote. I think she's going to win
I thought she was down by
the
the popular vote.
electoral vote. I know a lot of people are saying that she could lose the popular vote. I don't think that's going to happen, man. I mean, unless you have a D on the front
Mm-hmm.
of your,
Mm-hmm.
she's a Democrat, and the Democrats have won this since 2004, and I don't think that's going to change. I think the country is more Democratic than they are Republican, and so I think it'll be interesting. But I think that ultimately she's going to come out, she's going to win.
She's gonna win.
Now, if she ends up losing, I think it's going to be because people didn't get out and vote. Go vote, people. Go vote. This is the time. Like I just early voted. Just make sure that you get out and vote. I don't care how old you are. Obviously you have to be
Mm.
18, but you have to get out and you have to exercise your right to vote. And so people have fought for this thing. So get out and vote, and don't just vote. Trump or Kamala. Vote. The local
Yeah,
people as
local
well.
election is
I
very,
just
very important.
We're here in South Carolina. I just voted for J.A. Moore. I voted for
My guy, Jay
Clyburn.
Moore.
So, go out and vote and make sure you guys are doing that.
Jay
So,
Moore is in your district.
yeah.
Jay Moore is a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. I know Jay Moore. But let me ask you this: some people have said, and they have been proved. They said that the economy was always actually better under Democratic leadership. What's your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. When you actually look at the numbers, I
Mhm.
think, Bill Clinton said this at the inauguration.
Because he actually balanced the budget.
Yeah, Bill Clinton was really
He actually
probably our
balanced the
last
budget.
good president,
But
but
the downfall of
I know
him was
everybody loves
the downfall of
Obama.
him was Biden.
Yeah,
It was Biden.
there's a lot of people who love Trump. There's a lot of people who love Obama. But the truly best president we had was, Bill Clinton, because yeah,
He balanced the budget.
the budget was balanced.
Yeah.
A lot of things were doing well under his presidency. He just had the Monica Lewinsky thing going on, so
Yeah.
that's what really kind of messed him up. Otherwise, he would probably be considered one of the greatest presidents of all time.
Because you know why
But-
too? Because they were working together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the to my knowledge, the government never shut down. It didn't close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But go ahead, finish your
No
thought.
fillings, no nothing. If you look at the numbers,
Mhm.
I think it's 50 something million jobs have been,
Right.
made by
Under
Democratic leadership,
Mhm.
as opposed to what was it? I think it was under 10 million
Yeah.
by the Republicans. So
Yeah.
when you look at that,
Mhm.
that number alone, it shows you that, Democratic leadership is a little bit better. And so, does that mean that, Trump isn't good or that Kamala is better than Trump? I don't think so. But, I think, everybody has to make their own decisions and they have to go forward and live with those decisions. It's interesting to see what's been happening in the news lately. Trump went on Joe Rogan, which, a lot of people have been
Mhm.
waiting for that to happen, right? And, but also Kamala went on Shannon Sharp. And
Yeah.
so, it's been this war of podcasts and media and rallies. And you saw Beyonce brought out, Kamala brought out Beyonce, even
Mhm.
though she didn't perform. A lot of people
No,
were
no,
ticked
no.
off by that, right? But you also saw Trump have a big Madison Square Garden, rally, which a lot of people came to,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of controversy out of that one as well
Yeah.
because of the comedian that was there. I think his name is Tony what is it, Hitchcliffe or something like that. Kill Tony,
see.
who has been going around and doing tours and different things.
Which he does a lot of roasts. By
Yeah,
the
he
way.
does a lot of
He
roasts.
does
He's
lot
a
of
roast
and
comedian.
he's pretty funny. Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, and so he came out and said that comment about Puerto Rico, which I do think it is a October surprise moment for a lot of people. A lot of people are saying no, it doesn't really matter. I think it does. So the Republicans should definitely condemn that and try to get back on better footing
Mhm.
after that, because that's a bad moment. But also, I just saw that Joe Biden came out and he just called every Trump supporters deplorables again and said some other remarks about them.
Mhm.
So it's just both of these sides are really,
Got a lot
they're
of-
both trying to get a little dirty. They're saying all kinds of stuff, but they're also just fighting. And so I love to see this. I'm excited, man, because I love politics and I love being able to look at these things. And, it's an exciting time. this is a historical moment. We're never going to see a time like this in politics. This is the end, basically. It could be the end of Trump, right? I remember watching
Mm-hmm.
the vice president debate
Mm-hmm.
and how nice they were to each other and how cordial they were. It was like, yeah, this is a debate without Trump, because now I feel like we're so used to everybody just going at each other, like, people not even shaking hands, um, and when Trump leaves, it's going to go back
To regular
to regular
politics.
politics,
Yeah,
and
that's
so it's an interesting
and
time.
he could potentially see if he doesn't win,
Mhm.
he can come back and run again if he wanted to. If he's not convicted,
He came out and said that he wouldn't do it.
he wouldn't do it.
He said, "This is it."
It
He
probably
said,
takes a lot out of you too. You know what I
"Oh yeah,
mean? And
I'm
and
sure.
spending all that. I'm sure it takes a lot of.
I'm
Honestly,
sure."
he's what? How old is he? 70? Is he
He's
78?
78. Yeah,
Dude,
he's
you
78.
almost 80.
Yeah.
I'm tired just watching you get up there like that. I know he has to be tired.
Well, they say he
You know,
has unlimited energy.
yeah.
So
I don't know what he taking. He
I
he
know.
must be taking like 5,000 milligram B12 shot or something.
Yeah, a lot of
But
people are joking, and they always say that he's on some kind of
yeah,
drugs.
yeah, I heard that.
So
I
yeah,
heard that.
but
I just said B12. But
but yeah,
but yeah, man. I mean, when we talk about age and getting new and young blood in there, I mean, he's old. He's an old dude,
he
man.
is he is
When,
old.
when you in your latter years at that time, you should be somewhere sitting back, relaxing.
Yeah,
Not trying to run the country.
yeah,
But back to Madison Square Garden
yeah.
with
What did
that
you think of those
comedian.
comments?
Maybe now. Granted, if that was a roast, nobody would have no problem with it, right?
Mhm.
Maybe at that moment in time, it might have been distasteful for that. And considering New York, they love Puerto Ricans, Hispanic, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Panamanian. Most of the Cubans are in Miami.
There were a lot of
But
Puerto Ricans there, probably.
yeah, yeah.
So
And you know what? I want to know what you think. Like, and this is what I heard. I even heard this
mhm,
and witnessed some of this.
mhm.
A lot of Hispanics vote for Trump because some Hispanics, some will even say that they identify as white, even though they're Hispanic.
Mhm.
And I think that's why some of them didn't mind. They didn't get offended by it or whatever.
Yeah,
Have you heard anything about that?
about the Hispanics
Yeah,
getting.
some are actually identifying as white.
I feel like right now most people are decided. There are a lot of undecided people, but most people are decided. They're going to vote for Trump or they're going to vote for Kamala.
Mhm.
And so I think if this had happened a little bit sooner, it could have changed people's minds. But we're already here, Now, Bad Bunny, right? He
Yeah.
he posted it,
Mhm.
and posted up Kamala saying some stuff. So I think that could turn some of the younger people, like the Gen Z people, but like most people, I feel like are still going to vote for Trump because I think they're already decided.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah.
people are already
Yeah,
decided.
I agree.
So
I agree. Yeah, if you was already for Trump, regardless of what Tony Hitchcliff said,
yeah,
you still gonna vote for Trump. You
yeah,
know,
I think a lot
you
of
know.
people are agreeing that it was a bad moment, right? I heard Megan Kelly talk
Mhm.
about it. She said, she thinks it's going to move the women vote more than anything. And she was like, it was that whole rally was way too brotastic, as she said.
Mm.
And I think yeah, that could
You think
hurt them
so?
when with that. But I don't know about the Hispanic vote. I don't know if
Yeah, I
that's
don't.
going to affect
I
it.
think if Hispanics were for Trump, regardless, they still gonna vote. Because this dude can. What I've seen, he can insult a whole race of people, and if
Yeah,
they for him, it don't matter. They still gonna vote for him.
right.
You won't sway anyone who's a true MAGA.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to the point where they don't even call them Republicans. They just call them MAGA. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And they're saying it's a cult. You feel like it's a cult? It's
I don't
kind of
know.
like a. They say it's
What do
kind
you
of
think?
cult like. It's kind of cult like.
What do you think of? Because I know you're an entrepreneur,
Hmm.
right? Like, what do you think of Elon Musk? Coming out. and with his dark
Oh,
MAGA.
with the dark MAGA. Didn't he try to like offer some money to like sway votes or something like that? Offer like
Well, yeah, that
some
too.
type of incentive,
Yeah, yeah,
which is illegal.
yeah.
And they're saying that who was it, Homeland Security or somebody,
Are they
someone said,
investigating?
yeah, they said,
Okay.
look, what you're doing,
But
you
what do you
can't
think
do
of
that
him
and
being a
interfere with an
MAGA
election.
guy? Because he wasn't really. I mean, we're talking about Elon Musk. He's been the reason why he made Tesla was because he was a progressive and he wanted
Hmm.
to help out with climate change and all these different things. And he's kind of turned. He
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to talk mess about Republicans and
Hmm.
even Trump. He wasn't a Trump guy, but
Yep.
now he's
Now he's
turned
turned.
into a
Yeah.
Trump guy, and he's
Eli,
calling himself Dark MAGA.
Eli is thinking with his wallet.
Okay.
I think because some of the Tesla stocks went down. You got competition now.
Mhm.
You got all brands coming out with electric cars. And and the thing is, I don't know if he held a patent or on a patent. They're good for what 10 years or so,
Yeah.
or something like that. But I'm not saying he had a patent on electrical cars or whatever. But he has competition, so I think he's trying to save his dollars. And then he bought with Twitter, which is now an X.
Mhm.
So I think that's the reason why, because obviously he's not concerned with the border. Has he ever come and said anything about the border?
He did say some stuff
He said
about the
something
border.
about the border, which
Yeah,
he's South African himself, right?
yeah, he
He's
is.
South African, right?
Yeah.
And so and whatever. But I really think he, even though he may have said some of the border, I don't know. I don't think that's his biggest concern.
Mhm.
That's not his biggest concern, right? Because think about it. Regardless if they're American or they're foreigners and they become citizens, if they qualify, you will hire them to work in your factory,
Mhm.
regardless. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So uh I think he's voting with his wallet
Yeah.
because he know Trump is going to give them these tax breaks. Going to give them these big tax breaks. And that's ultimately what it boils down to.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I think definitely Kamala's going to win the popular vote, and I think that these comments by Hinchcliffe are going to make a difference.
No, not with
And
Hispanics.
I
Some
think
Hispanics. I just-
ultimately, I think Kamala's going to win because when it comes down to it, the female vote,
Yeah.
she's definitely got that on lock. And I don't think the Republicans have really done much. I don't think Trump has really done much to get that female vote back. And they're really relying on men to get them over the finish line.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of men who are voting for Kamala. And
Yeah.
so I don't
And
think,
some Republicans
yeah, exactly. And so
who's
I don't
not
think,
MAGA, by the way.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
But I think what hurt Trump with the female vote, because he's getting a lot of white women.
Mhm.
Donald Trump had about, I think they said about 51, 52% white women who voted for him.
Mhm.
And with all the rhetoric, but and like the one video you guys had, that lady was very intelligent. She says, look, why I want someone like him to protect me who's indicted for a rape
Yeah.
charge,
Hey, yeah.
You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
say
Oh, I'm just,
that.
yeah. Well, edit
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
edit that. And
We'll
R.
see.
And put like a domestic dispute against a woman charge. My
Yeah.
bad, sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she made a lot of sense, right?
Okay.
And I've heard some women say why I want someone like him to protect me. And then plus with Roe versus Wade, with
Yeah.
him overturning it, I think that hurt him a lot with women as well.
Right.
So I think that's why they kind of maybe sway into Kamala,
Okay.
you know. But yeah.
All right. Well, 50 Cent was approached by
Yeah. He
oh
was approached by the RNC
yeah.
to come out and perform at the rally. He said they offered him 3 mil,
Right.
and he turned it down
Mhm.
to perform Many Men.
Yeah.
You know,
Which has become like their song, the Trump
yeah.
camp song.
So
After Trump got
did
hit.
did 50 Cent allow them? Because some people put a cease and desist about Trump using
I
their
th-
music.
I don't know. I think he's allowed them to use it, and I think 50 Cent actually had a photo of Trump. If I could be wrong, it could have been his Photoshop thing, but he had right after it had happened, he put Trump up there, his
On
Photoshop
his
picture.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like had the song playing. So,
Yeah.
but and 50 Cent, you think he was trolling, but he
Yeah.
a few years when Trump was running in 2020, I believe he kind of endorsed him. But
He's
so
trolling.
I feel like he's a Trump guy, but
Nah.
he just doesn't want to get into politics. He gave his
Mhm.
reason. He said, I
Yeah.
just don't want to be in it. And he actually was talking about how Kanye, was out there for Trump and
Hmm.
how Kanye is now in Tokyo. And he said, I
Yeah.
don't want to be like that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so I thought that was interesting, his comments about the
Hmm.
whole
The whole thing.
ordeal.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I
go ahead.
think he's 50 Cent is a troll. This is how he markets. He's a smart businessman. He got, he did the right. He transitioned. He still can do music, but he transitioned over to film. Now in Freeport, Louisiana, he's getting a studio. He's taking a page out of Tyler Perry's book. 50 Cent about to be the next billionaire. He's about to be the next force to be reckoned with. And I'm glad to see people of color like that in Hollywood doing it and putting out these stories for everybody. But he's a troll. I remember the comment he was saying about the taxes. He said, "Dang, we might need Trump back in here." He said, "But 50 Cent is a troll. That's just what he does. And he does that. He promote and he admits it. He admits he trolls. I don't know. I can't say he's a Trump guy. I can't say he's a Kamala guy. You know what I mean? But I
Well,
don't
he
think
had
he
a
hasn't come
chance to
out and
get on with
say
Kamala, but
he
he
did. But I understand why he says he doesn't want to touch on politics. You guys just have to respect that. A lot of people don't get involved with politics and religion. Those are the two main things that can make or break your career.
Mhm,
And like you said earlier about Kanye West, where he's in Japan,
mhm.
now because what he do, so of
I
what
need
he
that next
did.
album from him.
Yeah,
Come on, Ye. We
he
need
go.
that album. I'm ready.
He need to
He's
go back to the old Ye,
he's the
if
real
anything.
goat. They've been saying that he is kind of going back to the old Ye. He looks like he used to.
He need to turn his name back
And
to Kanye, and yeah, he needs to go back to his old
well,
self.
I don't know if he's ever going to be like that again.
Yeah,
So I mean, people got to accept him for who he
for who
is
he is.
now,
Yeah,
and
everybody evolved, they
I'm
change.
okay with him
Just
being who he
learn
is.
from it and try to change for the better.
I've never been one, even when all the controversy was happening, and maybe I shouldn't say this online, but like I've
No,
never
say it.
been one to jump off the train. I've always been with Kanye
Been a
because
fan.
I I recognize he tells you this too. He always says, I'm it's not that I'm wrong, it's just that I'm not right now. And I've seen that through the years. He calls out what's going to happen before it happens. And a lot of people just don't listen to him. And so, but it's okay. So,
Well,
yeah,
one thing about Kanye too that
people
he
just like
also
to get
said.
offended.
One thing about
People just
Kanye
like to get
also
offended.
said too. Kanye does not read. He doesn't read a lot. You can't read the headline and then run
Mhm,
off of that. Granted, you surround yourself with people and you get their opinions,
mhm,
and some of these people read things and they base a certain opinion, but you have to come up with your own conclusion. And Kanye admits he does not read. He doesn't read. I'm not saying he doesn't know how to read. He just doesn't go sit back and read. He's a genius musically. He's
mhm.
a genius musically, right? So we can all agree on that. But he doesn't go and read political things and read up on politics and stuff like that. He just doesn't do that. And I think with a lot of people, he lost a lot of credit when he hugged Donald Trump and said, like, I just, there's nothing wrong with you liking Donald Trump, but say, yeah, you make me feel like a man. Like I'm like, come on, bro. I mean, people, he's lost a lot of
Well,
credit
all
with a
right.
lot of
Well,
people
then
like
in
that.
that case, all the rappers should lose all their credit because they
They
were
probably
all
should.
about Trump before. I was just listening. Somebody put up I didn't even know that Mac Miller made a song about Donald Trump. Now, Mike Miller is
Yep.
different, obviously.
Yep.
They shouldn't even be in the same conversation. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
just bringing them up because of this Trump thing.
Yeah.
It's like people used to love Trump.
Yep. A
And now
lot of
it's like,
rappers.
oh my God, we can't be seen with him. We
Yeah.
can't do anything. It's like, what
You know
happened?
what? You know what? And I'll even go as far as to
So,
say this.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm not saying, well, I don't hate nobody. I don't hate Trump. I just don't. Put like this. whatever Trump going to do, whatever his policy, it's just doing.
He's about to tell us.
No.
Who he really voted for.
No, it just doesn't align. It doesn't align with me, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
I'm just fucking.
If his policies are aligned with me, then hey, I'd have to go with my interests, right? But it just doesn't align with me and what I want for my life.
Yeah.
But before the whole politics thing, right? His show, The Apprentice. Dude, because I like business. My first degree is business.
See, this man's about to come out and say it.
Dude, everybody liked that show, The Apprentice.
Everybody likes to tell people out here that he's voting for Kamala. But then, no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But the show, The Apprentice.
We know The Apprentice.
I love the show. I used to watch it all the time. Like you said with all the rappers, you're right. They would rap good. Trump was associated with wealth. And they would always brag and boast. Like even go for even Rick Ross,
Snoop Dogg, everybody.
All them dudes trying to get rich like Donald Trump,
Yeah.
And then but then he was associated with wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then too, from when you play cards, when you got a full book, a full deck or whatever, you Trump tight. I'm Trump. Then kind of find out later on Trump ain't even his real last name. What is it?
Trump,
or
right? Something like that. They changed.
But then Trump would make more sense, you Trump tight,
Yeah.
But yeah, all the rappers would, even Rev Run, Russell Simmons, Diddy, all of them. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we'll see what happens on election day. We're gonna try to put something together. Do you think that it's actually going to be announced on election day who won?
That night.
You think that night it will be announced? Because a lot of people are saying that it's probably going to take some time.
I think it'd be that night. That's what they usually do.
Yeah.
That night when you look at the polls.
Well, I mean, last time it was like it took a few days.
Yeah, because all the absentee ballots that came in.
They're saying it's similar.
It's all the ballots.
They're saying it's going to be similar. They're saying because it's so tight.
And I will say Biden was smart. They told everybody to vote early and do all the absentee ballots. And if they weren't counted, which Trump wanted them to stop counting, then because they would win. But you got to count. They said, look, no, this is democracy. Everything has to be counted. Everything has to be counted. Right. And so then when those roll in, Biden was the president.
All right. So you think the same thing is going to happen for your girl?
It's possible.
All right. Kamala all the way?
But then you never know, man. I thought Hillary was going to take it.
Where's your Kamala merch? You should have some merch.
I thought Hillary was going to take it.
Where's it? I'm with her.
Where's
your I'm with her?
I'm with Puma.
Did you go to a rally?
No, I didn't. I went to no rallies.
You should have went to Atlanta.
You went? Yeah. You went to a lot of rallies.
I actually did go to her rally.
You went to both?
I went to her rally. And just so people know, because this guy's talking about this, I did it because I'm filming. We were filming something.
He's filming who he loves.
No, don't listen to this guy.
Filming who he loves. I'm telling you guys.
All right, moving on.
You want to move on.
We're going to be talking about sports here for the rest of the podcast. So Dwayne Wade was presented with a statue. The Miami Heat honored him with a statue a few days ago, and a lot of people have been talking about this statue. I'm sure people have heard about it.
And y'all should have seen
the statue. A lot of people are saying looks nothing like him.
It's beautiful.
And he's come out and he said that it's an artistic, expression. And he's, but what I didn't know was that behind the scenes, he was actually approving it.
Really?
Yeah, like they were showing him along and along and along.
I've never seen Dwayne Wade even make that expression. Maybe he has. I don't know. I've never seen him make that.
They were showing him the picture along and along and along. And then, he had that weird look on his face when they actually presented the picture to him. Yeah. And it was like, bro, you've been approving it.
But even he said in his acceptance speech, I heard one part. He was like, "Yeah, man, like who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy?
Who is this guy?" But Shaq and Kenny and Charles and
I'm sure everybody's roasting it
Ernie.
Right now.
Boy, oh my God, man!
You have to roast that.
When they did Shaq and the Fool, I was watching the game last night. He said he did the countdown. He said, and number one, Dwayne Wade statue. Boy, they clown that thing so hard.
Oh yeah.
And he's like this. This is how he look. He's like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, when did Dwayne Wade even make that expression? Oh my God.
Interesting thing. So But I mean, like, obviously it doesn't look anything like him. Him and his son had like an interesting moment where they were like looking at
His
each
son
other.
looked
His
at
son
him
was like, he was shaking his head like, yeah, you know that.
Yo, hey, we
So-
want to know your opinions. What do
Yeah.
you think about the statue? Do you think it looked like him? Yes or
I
no?
don't think it looks anything like
You
him.
know, you can even put some of your jokes, your funny comment. Oh, if you think it looked like him, let us know what you guys think, man.
I wish he was still playing. I wish he wasn't getting, he didn't get hurt as much as he did. Because I mean, look at LeBron. LeBron's still going.
LeBron didn't get hurt.
I mean, like
Dwayne Wade used
so-
to sacrifice his body every game.
yeah, I was a huge Dwayne Wade fan
Yeah.
back in the day. So
What was his nickname?
D Wade. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you talking about? What,
I mean, they
don't know.
say D Wade, but no, his nickname on the court. You know what they call him?
No, what do they call him?
Flash.
I never heard that.
Yeah, it's called him the Flash. He's
It's called
quick.
him the Flash. Okay.
Yeah, Flash.
I never heard that. But I remember when Shaq went over, left my team, the Lakers, and went over to Miami and
got those 2 championships.
I was like, dang. Did they win 2? I think they got 1. They only got 1.
No, he got 1 with Shaq. We got the other ones with LeBron.
Yeah, with LeBron. Yeah, but I was talking about like the Shaq.
So what they got 3 total? He got 2 with LeBron?
I think he's got 3
and then
total.
1 with Shaq, right?
Yeah, so he did his thing. He was a great player. But yeah, it's funny to see his all of that play out, So I mean, to me it was hilarious. But
it's I thought someone commented.
But yeah, so we'll see. What people think. Are you watching any NBA?
Yeah. I saw Zion play for the first time in forever.
That guy stays hurt.
And Steph Curry's hurt.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Mavericks played against Minnesota. That was a good game. I'm still a Kyrie Irving fan. I like even though I'm a Bulls fan because of Jordan, I'm still Bulls. And then your boy is back. The Bulls won. Zach LaVine, well, he didn't leave, but he was killing. They shot about 25 threes.
Oh, okay.
They beat who did they play? Lonzo Ball is back.
Oh, okay. Lonzo Ball.
Ball
he's been out for a while. A lot of people thought he wasn't going to be able to.
I thought he was. I was surprised the Bulls kept him on the roster. He was back. I mean, he looked pretty good.
I will say the Lakers are looking good, but I'm not. I'm still skeptical. I mean, I don't know about this JJ Redick. Hire.
He was pissed. He was actually cursing the Lakers out, man.
Well, listen. The Lakers have a lot of problems, and it's not just the coach, and it's not Bronny getting on the team. It's like
Bronny really don't do anything.
They have a lot of problems, and they need to go and fix those problems. And I know a lot of people are coming out and they're like, "Oh yeah, well this team looks a lot better." It's like, yeah, we're 3 games in, brother. I know we've won the first 3 games for the first time in forever, but we just lost against the Suns. Yeah. But I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. When has winning the first 3 games of the season ever mattered for the Lakers? Okay. All right. We about championships over here. All right. That's what we about. And so if it ain't a championship, I don't want to hear about it. So
maybe they don't play as a cohesive unit. Maybe
to me,
have to get on the same page.
To me, this season's going to be a failure unless we get to at least the conference, championship, So
do you watch the in-season tournament? That's about to start.
No, that's garbage. I don't know what the NBA is doing. I don't know what the NBA is doing. And the fact that we hung a banner for that up in the it used to be the Staples Center, the crypt or whatever the fuck they call it now. It's just
I thought it's
preposterous. So
the crypto. Oh yeah, the crypt. The crypt.
We call it the crypt now.
The crypt. Yeah, the crypt.
It used to be Staples.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, man, that in-season tournament, you don't really.
I don't care. I mean,
I'll try to watch.
If it gets people, happy and watching. I'm just being honest. If everybody else wants to talk about that, cool. Yeah. But what does that really mean?
I don't know. They do it in Vegas. I know that.
To me, it doesn't mean anything. But I don't really watch
But the season just started.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So now you can do a. That starts in November?
I don't know when it starts. I don't know. Like I'm not as up on the NBA as I used to be. I'm watching football.
You know, you'd
That's
be
what I
surprised. A
watch.
lot of people, I heard some people say that too, man.
Yeah,
like my
NBA,
cousin, he said, man, I don't hardly watch no basketball
You
like
know,
that, like I used to.
low key, the last straw might have been Clay being traded to Dallas. I mean, like, are you kidding me? Like,
Clay, he's not with the Warriors anymore.
no, he's with Dallas. I can't keep up with all these different moves that they're
I
doing.
thought that I could have
Clay
sworn I
is
thought they heard
gone.
it mention him.
The guy who was the tall dude who was on Minnesota is gone now. It's like,
Oh
what
yeah,
are
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
doing?
He's with
That team went to the conference finals
you
last
talking
year.
about I know
Or
you're talking
did
about
they go to the finals? They went to the finals.
Minnesota did.
Yeah, yeah. So
Timberwolves, yeah.
I mean, like,
And the Mavericks.
and they just messed up the whole
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, okay,
Is it Towns?
this is why I don't really pay
Is his name
attention to it.
Towns?
I know who you're talking about.
Is it Towns?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, anyways,
Do you know what I'm excited for?
who are you excited for? I know you happy because your team beat me, but go ahead.
Of course. But we're still on basketball. We gonna get in
1 minute on
we
basketball.
gonna get into the ass
Okay,
whooping in
1
a
minute.
minute.
1
That 49ers put on Cowgirls. We gonna get to that.
All right, go ahead.
Girls college basketball coming back. I never ever thought I'd be excited. I'm a Carolina fan, the
Mhm.
Gamecocks,
Mhm.
the Lady Gamecocks, and they open the game. I'm excited to see what Coach Don Staley gonna do with the team. You know,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm ready. I got my popcorn. I am ready.
I'm looking at the USC, the real one.
USC
LA.
with Juju.
Yes. With
Oh
Juju.
yeah.
I
For
wanna
all
see-
that.
I
I'm
wanna
here
see
for
what-
all of it.
I want to see what she does.
Oh,
So,
I
a lot of people are
believe
saying that she's the one.
she's the one.
Yeah.
I believe she is going to get the highest scoring. She's going to beat Caitlin. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? She's going to,
Okay.
yeah, because she's already up there already. And she was just a freshman. She's just a freshman. You know
We'll
what I'm saying?
see.
So
We'll see if she can do it.
I'm
We'll
waiting to
if she
see,
can do
man. I'm waiting to see that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But it'll be interesting.
Yeah. So go ahead. Would you
All
want
right.
to see something
Well,
about Colorado?
Oh yeah, we could talk.
Colorado?
Well, we could talk about but let's keep it
that's-
on college sports real quick.
That's
So
college.
Colorado, we have to
Yeah.
call this out. Deion Sanders is doing a tremendous job at Colorado.
Yes.
They are now 6-2. They just beat Cincinnati, and they're looking like what he promised them to be
Mhm.
like. And so the team looks good. I just wanted to shout out to
Yeah.
Deion and all those guys over
They're
there at
looking real
Colorado.
good.
I wish I had my Colorado sweatshirt on.
I was thinking about buying a
So-
Colorado hat too, man. The
Oh, yeah?
black and gold. I
Oh,
got
yeah.
some black and gold
I got
Jordans.
I've been had my sweatshirt even
Yeah.
when they sucked last year. I had that on.
Oh, you did?
You know?
Really?
Yeah,
You bought it because of them?
yeah. I bought it because of Deion.
If you
I'm
think
not
about
a
it-
Colorado fan.
No, me neither.
I'm a
But
UCLA
dude,
fan.
Nobody was really paying attention to Colorado.
Nobody.
Dio.
Nobody.
Dion put that on the map.
Yeah,
But
for
what
real.
do you say to people who says, because there's always skeptics saying that, man, they're not really playing nobody.
Well, the season isn't over, and yeah, it is true. Well, some of these teams are ranked that they've been playing
Mhm.
against, and and they're holding their own against the good teams.
Yeah.
But like they have a tough schedule.
Mhm.
Like they still have to go and play against Texas Tech. That's not an
In
easy game.
USC, right?
Huh?
USC, don't they?
Yeah,
play
they still have to play against a lot.
but
of
they don't
different-
play Oregon because Oregon is not in the Big 12 anymore.
right. So I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to be easy for them. It's
Yeah.
not going to
But
be
they
easy
looking
by any
good.
stretch of the matter.
Man,
So,
hey, shout out to Terrell Owens,
Yeah.
who's helped coaching the wide receiver. I guess he's working with Travis
Yeah.
Hunter,
and
and,
Warren Sapp.
and Warren Sapp on
Yeah.
defense because Travis Hunter, he played defense and he played offense.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why he gets 3 days off.
Oh,
You know, yeah. You know, they give him off. He's not at practice every day like them. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But I think that's an amazing feat for a young man to be dominant on both sides of the field like that.
He better win that Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, he's
Otherwise,
him
they
or
bias.
him or you think him over Shador?
Who's going to be better?
No, as far as Heisman.
Oh yeah. Definitely Travis Hunter. I mean, he's been helping them win. I mean, most
Yeah.
of their close wins, he's come up big. So on both sides, of the
Both sides,
ball.
but
So,
true.
I think
True.
it's going to be interesting.
With picks and receiving pass, but then Shador had to be accurate to put that ball in his hand too. Now.
True.
So you can't really take that.
True.
But at the same
Shador
time,
is still a beast. but he's not. I mean, Shador's
But like you said, at the
not,
same time, you're right too. Because Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Pause.
To me, that's
Pause.
this guy. To me, that's that
Yeah.
that puts him above.
What do you think
a
about
lot
what?
of people.
What do you think about what
So-
Sherman said about him? That he's not really all that. You know, what Richard Sherman
I don't
was
know.
saying that.
I don't care. I don't care what any of these people have to say. Just go watch them. A lot of people were saying that they were only going to win 2 games this
Oh
year.
yeah.
Okay, and Colorado is now 6-2, bowl eligible.
Yeah.
Possibly, they're talking about going to the championship.
Oh,
Basically,
they 6-2. I thought
you
it
know,
was 6-1.
to the 12-team tournament. So,
Yes.
like to me, they've exceeded everything that all these people had to come out and do. They were talking mess, on here about how Dion and them. They're
I think that
not
was the
good.
hate for Dion. It
Right
was the
now,
hate on Dion.
they really could be 7-1 if they didn't lose to that one team. It was a close game a couple of games ago.
Mhm.
They could be 7-1. So
Yeah.
like people was talking all this mess, and now look at them.
Man,
They're
the
bowl
proof
eligible.
is in the
So,
pudding.
Yeah.
Dion came the first year.
Mhm.
They fell out, which they did all right that first year.
Mhm.
And what is this? This is their second year or this is third year?
I don't even know. But
They're getting better and better as time going. And if you notice, his squad, them dudes ain't that big. They're not even that big. They're very athletic. Especially when they played against like USC and Oregon.
Mhm.
I was like, dude, they look like little kids compared to them, the size of those dudes.
Yeah.
Those dudes, they ain't that they're not that big, but they got heart, man. Those kids, they got a lot of heart, man. So Dion, they getting better and better, and Dion is doing what he set out to do, man. You gotta give them. You gotta give them the respect, man.
You gotta give them respect.
You gotta give it to them.
All right. Well, the Cowboys lost to the 49ers.
Take my glasses off.
This guy's got on White Sox stuff today.
Yeah, I do.
You should have had on your 49ers.
I'm just trying to match. That's
You
all.
forgot already.
No, I always knew.
Okay.
I always knew.
All right. Well,
So what do you think, man? I want to know because you guys
listen,
lost.
I've called this from the beginning of the season. A lot of people have been getting mad at me for being so critical of the Cowboys as a Cowboys fan. But it's like, I've seen this movie before. And you're telling me we got worse. We lost people on the defensive end, on the offensive end. Them bringing back our running back. I can't even think of his name right now. Zeke. Them bringing back Zeke. And like trying to parade these people around, and the only real threat that we have is CD. It's like, I saw this coming. I already knew we were going to suck. So like, I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, we were winning in the first quarter. It's like, bro, the first quarter doesn't mean ish. As you saw, San Francisco pulled away. Now we made it close at the end.
Yeah.
But ultimately we lost. And, I think we're going to lose a lot more games this year. This is going to be one of our worst seasons in a long time. And it's because Jerry Jones wanted to pay Dak, who's garbage, and he wanted to pay all these other people who aren't that great. And now what's going to end up happening is because Dak's contract is so bad, he's going to have to trade out some of our best people like DeMarcus Lawrence or even Micah, at this point, because we can't even pay him. So, I mean, it's a sad thing to see, but the Cowboys, it's going to be a long time before we come back. So people better get used to it. We're never going to win another championship while, and I hate to say it like this, while he's the, owner. And so just buckle up to Cowboys fans. It's fun, but, at the same time, I mean, right now I'm a big Jim Harbaugh fan. So I'm watching Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers.
Man. I think you need to change team because you from Cali.
I mean, I'm just it's a sad thing to see. I'm perplexed. You can see it in my face.
You from what LA has what the Rams?
They have a lot of
I
teams.
got the Rams, right?
I'm going right now. I'm a Chargers guy.
Why you don't like the
Jim
Rams?
Harbaugh. Nah, I'm not really a Rams fan.
I thought you down with Stafford, man.
Nah. Yeah, I like Stafford. I used to like Stafford. I've been watching Stafford since he was at Georgia with no Sean Marino and all these folks. Okay. So
back to the Niners and honestly, and I will say this. You guys,
we suck.
I mean, yeah, but really, y'all didn't do too bad in the beginning of the game.
We suck, but we're going to the Super Bowl.
Y'all was okay. and the way it was looking, the way it was looking, eventually we had to pull away. And then I'm glad Purdy started using his legs when he couldn't find nobody open. But we had our rookie, what's his name? How can I pronounce it? Giranado. Giranado, our rookie man, our running back, right? And a rookie wide receiver we got, who had got shot, by the way. You heard about that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he got shot and he had just got signed. And he was signing autographs. He went to go buy a bag.
Oh,
and,
I did hear something about that. Yeah.
And then he's back, and he did good. Running backs. I'm glad a lot of our rookies stepped up because they have to. We hurt too, and then Debo played, and then he ended up going out. Mason's hurt. Luckily Kittle stepped up because it was tight ends day. So and we slowly pulled away. Like I said, once again, I'm glad Purdy started using his leg, because Purdy is a fast dude too to get us those first downs. Then towards the end, y'all started trying to come back, but the problem is too, it's like one of my buddies said, because he's a Cowboys fan. He said, man, when it comes down to it, Dak will get tunnel vision and only see CD. Mm-hmm. He's only throwing the CD.
Dak's a garbage quarterback.
So but hey, I think this makes about the 6th game that we beat y'all straight. Something I believe it's something like that.
Here's what I will say. I also called it about the 49ers sucking this year. Mm-hmm. I just want to say that because y'all do suck. I mean, what are you guys, 5-4? I mean, we're talking about a championship
we are
team.
4-4.
But
we're 4-4.
When I look at the 49ers, they're not going to go back to the Super Bowl. And I called it. If you go look at our Super Bowl podcast, I called it. I said, listen, these 49ers, they ain't going to get back. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because whenever you lose the Super Bowl, it takes a while for you guys to come back. It takes a while for people to come back. So this year, I knew that they weren't going to be as good as they were. And who knows what happens next year.
I totally
y'all might as well pack it up too.
I totally
so you
disagree.
Can't say anything.
I totally disagree because with this, I look at this game. If we would have lost to the Cowgirls, then I would say, yeah, maybe our season might be done, because we got a lot of injured players, right? Mm-hmm. But even with our injured players and our rookies stepping up, we still was able to tax y'all ass, So that means y'all season is done. But we don't suck. Only thing is we have a lot of injured players. We have a lot of our top guys injured. But if McCaffrey comes back, I think that would definitely help us out a lot when Christian McCaffrey comes back. Debo gets checked out and he gets cleared. I think we'd be all right. Of course, and then I believe Juwan Jennings come back. Now Ayuk is out for the rest of the season. That happens, we can definitely make playoffs. We can definitely be division champs. Once these things happen. But we don't suck. We just have injured players because we have top tier players, way better than you got. You guys only got CD and who else you got? Who else is out injured for you?
You guys really shouldn't be sucking because you have 1 million people on that team. If we were stacked, if we had those many weapons
of course,
Dak,
you guys
would be making Dak look like
you guys. Yeah, you guys would
just
be the top.
You guys make Brock Purdy's sorry self look good.
Brock Purdy is.
I'm just being honest. What do you want me to do? You want me to lie to you?
You're being disgruntled because we tax you guys once again. He's being disgruntled.
We would
so let me tell you. Put in the comments.
Y'all's coach is amazing. Y'all have a great coach.
Yeah, we do have a great coach.
I mean, and you know who his dad is.
Trust me.
So a lot of
Cowboy fans would rather have Brock Purdy than Dak Prescott right now. So I'll take Dak over Brock. I'll take Brock. I'll take Brock over Dak.
I'm not defending
Dak. Dak won't even run. He'll stay in the pocket and get sacked.
I'm just calling it out.
He won't even try to scramble and run. I mean, he barely tries to scramble.
But guess what? If we had Christian McCaffrey, whatever
you can't even say the name.
Christian McCaffrey. Okay,
Brock Purdy is way better.
More wins.
Dude, Brock Purdy came in half a season the first year and did better than Dak. Okay. Of course, he got injured when we played Philly. Came back the last year and we went all the way to the Super Bowl. Granted, we lost by 3 points, and that wasn't on our offense. Mm-hmm. The defense gave up a play. The defense give up play, so they beat us by 3 points, right?
Okay.
But at the end of the day, we still lost. A loss is a loss. We lost
What's
to
your
Kansas
Super
City.
Bowl predictions?
We going back, baby.
Oh,
We going back.
bruh,
We going back.
you're delusional.
Now we have a tough schedule.
You're delusional.
We have luck. We got a bye.
What do you think of Kansas
So I'm glad
City?
we have a bye.
Y'all aren't going back. I'm sorry.
Kansas
You heard it
City,
here first.
trust me, Kansas City gonna take an L. If they got this, I think they play Detroit.
Kansas City's going
Kansas
back.
City gonna take an L.
And
It's
I think,
possible they may go back, but
Yeah.
they may go back. But Kansas
Baltimore
City got to
looks
play
good, though.
Detroit. Baltimore looks
They got
good.
that running back now.
It's still going to be your top. Kansas City, Baltimore, 49ers, Detroit, not y'all.
How many losses y'all got?
4. We
Did you
4 and
just really
4.
put yourself up there?
We 4 and 4.
Oh, y'all have
How many?
4
What are you?
losses.
What are you? Dude, that's
The
just
season
4
ain't even
losses.
close to over.
Dude, when we went to the Super Bowl, how many losses we had last year?
I don't know. How many.
4.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yes, and we went to the Super Bowl.
But you already have 4 this year.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Listen
How many
to this
losses
guy.
you guys got?
Y'all gonna
many losses
barely
you
make it
guys
to the
got?
playoffs. First of all,
How many losses you guys
y'all
got?
gonna barely make it.
How
to
many
the playoffs. I
losses
don't
do
even
you
know.
guys
I
see?
actually don't
Thank
even know.
you. Thank you. You
I don't know.
guys
We just
suck.
beat Pittsburgh. By the
You
way,
guys
shout
suck.
out Russell Wilson. He's looking great.
Y'all beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we beat Pittsburgh.
Not with Russell Wilson, though.
Yes, we. Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
We
not
still
with
beat
Russell
them.
Wilson.
We still beat them.
Not with Russell
Nobody
Wilson, y'all
thought we
didn't.
were gonna win that game, but we won. So there you
Shit,
go.
y'all didn't think y'all was gonna win. What you
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
Y'all didn't think y'all was gonna win.
All right. Well, that's
Nah.
the Black Summit.
Hold on. How many games?
Go ahead.
He's all right. That's a blend. How many games you think y'all gonna win moving forward?
We ain't gonna win much. I wouldn't be surprised if we have 9
Yup.
losses this year.
Y'all got a tough schedule.
I don't even know who's coming up, but yeah. Oh yeah, we do have
We
a
got
tough schedule coming.
We got
up.
tough schedule.
We don't
too.
have any like this was our
Y'all might not win no
this
more
was
games.
our sorry schedule right here. The first couple
The
of
first
games,
half. First game.
and like we've lost a lot of them.
Y'all might not win no
so-
more games. You know that, right?
I mean, we may not.
That'd be some of
That's
y'all
what I just
lose
said. We-
every
you know,
game.
9. We might have 9, 10 losses this year. I wouldn't be surprised.
What do you think
unless,
they're gonna do?
Unless Jerry Jones makes a decision and trades somebody. Like I said, he's got to trade DeMarcus Lawrence. He's got to trade
He's not
Micah
gonna
Parsons
trade,
or
he's
somebody.
Not gonna trade that.
He's got to get some pieces on this team because otherwise we ain't going to do nothing this year. You might as well pack it up, seal it, sign, seal, delivered.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
I've heard
1 minute.
I
then we
heard
gotta go.
people say things about the players.
Okay.
I've even heard them go as far as say, "Man, it's Jerry Jones."
Okay.
Do you think he needs to get a general manager
Yes.
and sit back in the
yes.
office?
Yes,
and
we've
stop
been
trying to
waiting
run
26, 27 years.
He's never gonna do that, man.
Actually, 29
His
years.
ego is
We've been
too
waiting for
big.
29 years for us to get another Super Bowl. Think
Y'all
about
should have
that.
got Belichick.
29 years ago.
Why didn't y'all hire Belichick
So-
as a head coach?
I think they were thinking about it.
Thinking and doing is two different things, my man.
That's true.
You know y'all need the Jets head coach.
Oh, I would love Robert Saleh.
Saleh. Y'all need
Yeah.
him, man.
And Aaron Rodgers. F that guy. I'm so happy they're losing. That makes me really happy that
Yeah.
they have lost so many games.
So it's
of
not
games
him. You think it's Aaron?
because of what he did to Robert Saleh.
You think it's
So,
Aaron? It's
yeah,
not
it's him.
Robert.
Yeah, it's him. Come on. Robert Saleh was about to, fire his friend, and so he was like, "Oh, we got to fire this guy before he does."
So they have less wins with Aaron Rodgers than they had last season,
I
right?
know. Wilson doesn't look that bad. All right, we got to go.
Yeah.
I got to go. But
gotta go? I
this is
gotta
the
go,
Black
too.
Summit. Thanks for joining us once again. I'm Brooks,
And I'm Hendrix.
and we out.
Peace. Yeah, man. So,